Across the world, men face an invisible burden, one that society often refuses to acknowledge. It's the weight of mental health. It's struggles that are all too often pushed aside, hidden behind a mask of strength, of stoicism, of resilience. But what happens when society tells men not to talk, not to feel, and certainly not to ask for help? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the important yet often overlooked topic, the societal pressures surrounding men's mental health and the stigmas, more importantly, attached to different cultures that prevent them from seeking that help. We'll explore why so many men still struggle in silence and what we can do to change that narrative. In most Western societies, mental health issues like anxiety, depression and stress are often seen as things that anyone can struggle with. But for men, there's an added layer of pressure. We're taught from a very young age that real men don't cry. They don't show weakness. In fact, the idea of men opening up about mental health is often seen as a sign of weakness rather than as a strength. In places like the US and the UK, the idea of man up or tough it out has long been ingrained into the male psyche. Men who express vulnerability are often labelled as weak or soft, and this societal expectation becomes even more problematic when it stops men from reaching out for support, whether it's therapy or talking to friends or just asking for help. In many Western cultures, mental health issues has made huge strides in terms of awareness, especially in the UK, but the stigma around men's emotional health is still deeply rooted. Many men feel like they have to be the provider, the protector, which can make opening up about mental health issues feel like a failure in doing that role. In more traditional and patriarchal societies like those in Middle East, parts of Africa and South Asia, the pressure on men is even more pronounced. In these communities, men are expected to carry the heavy weight of a family honour, financial responsibilities, and mental health struggles just don't seem to be anything worth talking about. In fact, they're seen as a sign of personal weakness, and they can be also seen as a threat to the family's reputation. In many cultures, men are the backbone of the family, and any hint of vulnerability can be seen as a sign of failure. In countries like India, for example, family pressure can make it even harder for men to admit they're struggling with mental health issues at all. In our culture, when a man expresses emotional distress, it's often seen as a disgrace. He might feel the pressure to remain strong, but not just for himself, but for his entire family. And the fear of being labelled as weak or unfit often prevents men from seeking help, even when they're really suffering. In Latin America, the concept of machismo plays a significant role in shaping how men view their own mental health. Here, masculinity is strongly tied to dominance, control, and a display of power. Mental health struggles can be seen as a threat to this ideal of machismo, and the stigma surrounding it is very powerful. In these cultures, if a man were to show any sign of weakness or vulnerability, it's often seen as not living up to the ideas of masculinity. And this leads to a dangerous cycle where mental health issues are ignored or suppressed in order to maintain an image of strength. Men here are often taught that their value in being that tough guy. The idea that men should never show sadness often leads to them to bottle up their emotions, but this kind of emotional repression can result in depression, anxiety, and even substance abuse. In East Asia, particularly in Japan and South Korea, the societal pressure for men to succeed and maintain a stoic, calm exterior is absolutely intense. Failure in public or personal life is often seen as a reflection of personal inadequacy, leading to many men to suffer in silence. Here, the expectation is clear. Men must prioritise duty, work, and the family above all else. And the idea of honour in these societies often means that men suppress their emotions, where facing significant mental health challenges or admitting to mental health illness can mean losing respect, status, and sometimes even their job. No matter where we are in the world, the story is strikingly similar. Men are told to carry the burden, to push through the pain, and never show any weakness. But as this global conversation around mental health grows, more men are breaking free from these cultural chains. They're finding ways to speak up, to seek help, to rebuilding their lives. The conversation is changing. More men are recognizing that vulnerability is not a weakness, it's actually a strength. and then it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to talk. And we need to continue to challenge these harmful norms, whether it's in the West, the East, or anywhere in between. And the first step to breaking the silence is to sharing our stories. So if you're watching this and struggling with your own mental health, know that you're not alone. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to talk. You need to talk. You need to talk to somebody you trust, or just to reach out to a professional. No matter where you are, your mental health matters. Please, let's keep this conversation going. Please drop me a comment below, share your thoughts, and let's create a world where every man feels supported in their mental health journey. And I thank you for watching, and I'd love to see you in the next video. But remember, before I go, it's okay to talk.